So if you believe Democrats, Elon Musk is the bad guy. If you believe the warped logic from Democrats, Elon Musk is the bad guy. So guess what Elon Musk has just revealed today? While wearing a Trump was right about everything hat, Elon Musk says Doge has uncovered, this is incredible, $330 million in Small Business Administration loans. That sounds perfectly normal, correct? To children under the age of 11 years old. In other words, outright fraud. If children under the age of 11 received $330 million in SBA loans, how much of that do you think will be paid back? Not one dime. It's in the name of children. $330 million to children under the age of 11. Small Business Administration loans. And new protests up at Columbia University, New York City. Professors out there talking about defend democracy and backing the students. And you know what, professors? Maybe it's time for you to retire and let a new blood of professors come in, because if you're out there supporting these Palestinian students, you are dead, or this Palestinian cause, you are dead wrong. Ken in New Jersey, line 4. What's on your mind, Ken?
Dominic, I love you. You are a mother. You are my brother from another mother.
All right. Love goes right back to you. It goes right back to you.
And I know you're limited time, so I'll talk quick. In reference to Musk, we've got to help Elon. On one of the TV shows, they were talking about it, and they were talking about how his stocks have gone down. You know, everybody's attacking the cars, the dealerships, the charging units. And what they were suggesting was that if every one of us go out and buy 2 Tesla stocks to help bring it up, I did that. When I bought my stock, I only bought 2. When I bought them, they were $249, and today they're up to $280.
Look at that! Look at that! So you've earned almost $100 in profit thus far. Now you got to pay taxes on it, but you've earned almost $100 in one day.
I will earn all the money. I don't mind paying my taxes. Got to have the money to pay the tax.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
One thing I wanted to just, throw out there, we all bitch, moan, and complain about everything. One of the things that our country allows us to do is to communicate directly with our elected officials. Name the issue. How many people do you know, Dominic, that have written directly to Donald Trump or to their congressman or to their governor or to their legislators? If we all speak up, it's almost like everybody go buy 2 little stocks, it will make a major impact. If everybody pays attention to the legislation, state or federal, Democrat or Republican, I don't care which political party, know the issues, but communicate. I do it for a living. I'm a political therapist. I teach people how to navigate these crazy political times. My daughter doesn't talk to me because I voted for Trump. I got to work on that.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. You know what? But she's young, and thank you for the call, Ken. Your daughter's young. My daughter, she goes back and forth. 1 minute she wants to be a Republican. The next minute she's a Democrat. I say, sweetie, how can you support these crazy policies? Daddy, but people need jobs. Courtney, the federal government is not a jobs program. And we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. My son is a Republican. My wife, well, she's a Democrat. And I'll put it to you that way, even though she's a common sense Democrat. And she's probably listening right now. Time for a break. And we see all of your telephone calls that are coming in. And we're going to get to as many as possible in just a moment. If you can't get through right now, just try redial. Eventually, the line will clear up as everything is all lit up right now. We're going to get to those calls in just a second. I'm looking at my Twitter at my ex. The last caller apparently hit a nerve And many of you are, like, for example, Betty Davies is emailing me copies of emails that you've sent to President Trump and to your local officials. A number of you have said, as the caller said, reach out to your elected officials. Debbie Lobato, Staten Island. Debbie says, Dom, I am one who contacted both Trump and my congressmen and senators. I'm buying 3 shares of Tesla. That's what Debbie says. And she says, as far as those protesting professors up at Columbia University, I didn't say students, I said professors. You heard me right. Debbie says, if the professors care so much about the Palestinians, tell them to go fight in Gaza. Amen, 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 Debbie. She says, Elon Musk is the bad guy for them. She has them capitalized because their cash is being affected. Good for us, bad for them. Hermit Sal says, I find it interesting that when Biden ignored the court ruling concerning student loans, he was viewed as a hero. But if it even looks like Trump is ignoring a judge's ruling, he is viewed as a larger threat than MS-13 and Trend Day, whatever. That's pretty good, Hermit Sal. Let's see here. Donna Marie in Philly says the actions of Democrats, that is, has backed them and themselves into a corner. They have no agenda, no plan, and no talent. They are on their heels. Well deserved. And Donna Marie in Philly, you are so correct. But Donna Marie in Philly, I think you're another one. You reach out on Twitter, but I never hear you on the phone. So dial those digits. I almost said 7 digits, but now it's not 7 digits. It's the area code because of cell phones and all of that stuff. Back to your calls in a second. AG Pam Bondi talking about the federal judges that are blocking Trump's agenda.
Broadly speaking, we are fighting back every step of the way. We are in court every day fighting against these activist judges. We're not going to stop. Many of them should be recused from these cases. They will be recused from these cases. We're appealing them. Look at Chuckin. Look at Judge Chuckin with the EPA trying to control our money. Judge Chang trying to control the money of the U.S. aid. Judge Reyes, look what she did to Pete Hegseth. She made personal attacks in court about Pete Hegseth, and she's trying to control military readiness. You can't do this. And then, of course, Boasberg trying to control our foreign policy. These judges are out of control. We are going to fight back, and we are going to win. And the Supreme Court will be ready to hear these cases. You know, again, these are federal district judges who are trying to control our nation's agenda. And yes, President Trump won the popular vote by an overwhelming majority. Yeah. He won the Electoral College. And the people of America want change. And these judges they are losing, and they realize that, and we are going to win.
And I told you folks initially that all of these court battles, you can't stop at first base and say it's final. It's got to come all the way around to home. First base, second base, third base, and to home plate. Meaning that a local federal judge will probably rule against Trump. An appellate court may do whatever they want to do. And that ultimately many of these issues will make it to the Supreme Court for the Supreme Court to decide. Rosie O'Donnell. Can anybody think of anything productive she's done to help society except for being Madonna's pal? Rosie O'Donnell was Madonna's pal. Besides being Madonna's pal, notice 3 times emphasis on the word pal. Besides being Madonna's pal, what has Rosie O'Donnell ever done? Well, she goes on some television program outside of the country, right? And she's raising the possibility that Trump, stole the 2024 election. She's actually stating this, right? I want you to listen. I'm starting to think of Rosie O'Donnell as an absolute nut job. I want you to listen to what she said to an interviewer about Trump and the election.
You know, a lot of people did vote for him.
Yes.
Do you accept their right to do that and their opinion of him?
Well, I respect their right to do that. I question why the first time in American history a president has won every swing state and is also best friends, and his largest donor was a man who owns and runs the internet. So I would hope that that would be investigated and that we would see whether or not it was an anomaly or something else that happened on election night in America when Kamala Harris was filling up stadiums with people who supported her, and Donald Trump was not able to do that. So it's curious to me, and as an American and a believer in democracy, I would hope that we would be able to look at all of the reasons why this happened in our country.
Rosie, Trump had bigger rallies. I hate to be bogged down in who has the bigger rally. Kamala Harris didn't have as large rallies as Trump did. She had a few that was decent. But then she got on stage and said, well, we Democrats, we believe that we are the party. We are the winners. Trump is the devil. What was the question again? 60 Minutes. Can you edit my comments so I look like a genius? That was not going to cut it, Rosie. What are you smoking? Rosie O'Donnell was an actress and Madonna's friend, or at least she was Madonna's friend back in the day. That's what she's known for. She was Madonna's special friend back in the day. I'm just saying she was her friend, right? I didn't say anything about gay or anything like that. And, I'm just saying she was her friend back in the day. And there were rumors, all types of things like that. Rosie O'Donnell, what are you smoking? On the merits, Trump won every single battleground state because he was a far superior candidate. And Kamala was inferior. The woman was incompetent. Period. And I took no joy in saying that. But it's my job to tell the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes it hurts. Talk about hurting. Elon Musk. This clown, Jamal Bowman. I'm Congressman Jamal Bowman. Congressman Jamal. Well, now you're former Congressman Jamal Bowman, never to return to public office ever again. You're the clown. You're the weakest link for saying that Elon Musk is a thief and a Nazi on CNN.
That's not true. And this shows, again, the American people do not trust Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is incompetent in his position. And how do we know? Because they fired tens of thousands of people, it was challenged in court. The court said the people have to go back, and now the people are coming back. He's incompetent, he's a thief, he's a Nazi, and people don't trust him, period.
And Musk says he's considering suing. And back to Rosie for a second, Rosie O'Donnell. She said that his biggest supporter owns the internet. I believe she was referring to Elon Musk. He doesn't own the internet. He owns Twitter. I believe Facebook and other entities are there. They're not owned by Elon Musk. So what are you talking about?